You're listening to Hey Pal, What's New with JohnAlex and Greg. Hey Pal, What's New is a GBR production. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and all other social media platforms. Hey Pal, What's New can be found on Spotify, Twitch, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Google, Podbean, Pandora, and all your other favorite podcast locations. Warning, Hey Pal, What's New contains explicit content. JohnAlex and Greg are a pair of vulgar Gen Xers. If you are easily offended, please stop listening and go download a nice tame podcast like the Goop Podcast. You have been warned.
Go on, eat it! Eat the cookie!
Hey, everybody.
We are live.
Do you know what today is? It's hump day.
What?
It's hump day. Get it?
I gotta do my belt.
Fix your belt, motherfucker.
No, I'm going to do my belt.
I'm going to do with the belt what I did this week. Hey, everybody. It's Hey Pal, What's New? I'm Greg, and here's my hetero life mate, JohnAlex, over here. I'm going to fix my zipper so my wiener doesn't fall out.
Ooh.
And, yeah, man, we're a little late to the party, but we're here. We're queer. We will not disappear. Yeah, it's been a couple days. So anybody who's patiently waiting on Spotify or Apple Podcasts going, drop an episode. Guess
Where
what?
are you guys?
Guess what, dicks? You're getting one now. You get one now. And we have so much to talk about.
Oh, boy.
We got finales of shows. We got shows coming up. We got movies that I watched. That
I've lost track.
there were shows I went to. There's fucking music galore. There's just so much to talk about on this episode of the Hey Pal, What's New. But first, as we always do, we're going to start out, and I'm going to ask my friend here, what's new with him? I know you're a softball man.
Oh, God, am I a softball man. We were up in fucking Syracuse last weekend. That's why we weren't here.
Yeah.
And then, let's see, drove those 3 hours up, 3 hours back. 3.5, actually. It's a fucking long drive.
Do you do it on the same day, or do you, stay over?
When it's that far, we stay over.
Yeah.
This weekend, we're in fucking Delaware. Newark, Delaware.
And it's not even, anywhere fun. It's just, Newark, Delaware? What the fuck is Newark, Delaware? Sorry, all you Delaware listeners. We have no idea where you live.
The only one that's going to be fun is not in the weekend, I don't know, in 3 weeks or so. It's the last week of July. Mm-hmm. We're in Ocean City, Maryland for Nationals.
See, that's nice. That you get a little beach time. You get a little family time. You'll be there for a couple days.
Well, we'll be there for a week, Sunday to Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So, if the girls are bad and they lose right away, got a whole week-long vacation in Ocean City, Maryland.
You almost want to, it's like when my girls used to do the, when they were both in Pop Warner Cheer, if they got to, if they did regionals, then they went to nationals, and if they placed either first or second in nationals, then you went to Disney World. Now,
Disney.
Yeah, now I went to Disney 3 times in 4 years.
No thanks.
It's expensive, and, they do help with fundraisers and stuff like that, but it was so funny because you get to nationals, and they're all excited. I was like, there's nothing wrong with being fifth. It reminded me of when you've seen that movie Silver Linings Playbook.
Maybe.
Is the one with Jennifer, oh God.
You can do
Hunger Games, bitch.
Oh, Jennifer Lawrence?
Jennifer Lawrence and, and Robert De Niro's in it. Yo, I made some Krabbies and homemades. But they do that whole dance competition, and all they have to do to win the bet is
Cooper.
Yeah, Bradley Cooper. And all they have to do in order to win this giant bet that her father made is place 6th or above, and they got 5th place, and they all start losing their minds. That's how we were at cheer. They'd be like, in 5th place, New Fairfield. We're like, yeah, just save me $5,000.
Well, not just. Oh, yeah. You don't go all the way.
Yeah, you don't go to Disney. Fuck it. But yeah, there was 2 times. Don't get me wrong. It was It was so much fun, but at the same time, I would just see freaking $5,000 just going out the door.
God, yeah.
For 5 days.
Well, I'm looking at nationals down in freaking Ocean City. Just the hotel alone, and we're Airbnb in it, is almost what? Jesus Christ, like $1,500 or more.
At that point, like when we go to Ocean City, New Jersey, I would rent a house, and it was like $2,000, $2,500 for the week, for the whole week.
Yeah.
And you get to cook. You don't have to share a fucking toilet with somebody. You know?
Well, this is an Airbnb that has like a kitchenette. It's I don't know how to describe it. It's like part of a group of. It looks like a floating motel almost on the inlet of water.
Okay.
I don't know. It'll be all right.
Yeah. Oh, hey, my honey's on the. Don't worry, we're getting to the main topic.
Stuff.
We already have it. As my boy, when I sent him that clip, I said I know he's going to use it as a sound clip, so don't worry, it's there. You can hit it if you want.
Go on. Eat it! Eat the cookie!
Yes, that is one of my topics. Sadly enough, as far as new movies go, which we'll get to, this whole week I didn't see anything past. I mean, I did see Iron Man 3 again. I rewatched that.
Eat it.
Eat it.
What is she talking about, though? Eat what?
You got to eat that cookie, motherfucker.
Cookie as in.
That's right. Have a nice cookie with a little sprinkle on it. But
some cookies and Whisker biscuits.
Yes. I don't care, honey. You can put all that powder you want on. I'm still going to eat it.
A nice open leg sandwich.
That's right. I'll take that sickness. I'm down with the sickness. Whatever. Anyway, so yeah, softball. Yeah, tourneys. The things you do for your children, and it's fun. I love it.
And I'm off from work, so I'm trying to get some shit done around the house too. Which you wake up every morning with the best intentions, and you're like, I'm just gonna sit here.
Oh yeah, like today I worked from home, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do laundry. I'm gonna do this. I didn't do shit. I worked, which was what I'm supposed to do, but yeah. I left the house to come here to the CCC, and I'm like, I still gotta clean. But whatever. Hey, you do what you do. Like I said, you do that stuff for your kids, and it's awesome. Me, as far as, I did have a lovely weekend with my girls. They actually, now they're off for the summer. So it was funny because Zoe texted me, and she's like, I don't start my job till after the 4th, and I'm out of school now, so can I come over? I said, stay as long as you want. Hang out with your grandmother. I got to work, but a lot of times I don't. So then Violet came over because they're all off for the summer. So
what are they going to do?
Yeah, Zoe was at my house from like Wednesday to Sunday. It was freaking awesome. She cooked, She drove around in the red car. She's got the red demon now. She took all the shit out of it. Deadpool is gone.
Oh.
Yeah, he's in my apartment though. But I got to get a new one for the Smashing Pumpkin, as I like to call it.
Nice.
I think I'm going to get Sam from Trick or Treat. Put him on there because it's orange. So there you go.
God damn.
Yeah. Other than that. What did I do this week? I did go, before we get into all the movies and TV and news and stuff like that, and I'll probably end up getting on a soapbox for this, so, we're going to have to probably...
Strap in.
We're going to... Yeah, Gregory's going on a rant here. But I did go, thanks to my lovely other half. We went to a hardcore show at the Bowery Electric.
Okay.
Now here's
I've been to a hardcore show in forever.
That's what I'm saying.
I love the Descendants.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really consider them hardcore, so
no, they're like Beach Boys hardcore,
Pop punk is what they call it.
Yeah. This was old school. Now it's funny because Manal, she said, "Oh my God, Sworn Enemy is playing at the Bowery Electric. I love those guys. Can we go see them?" Now, we talked about this, I think, on other concerts where I'm 51 years old, right? For me, New York hardcore was 80 to 85, right? We're talking Cro-Mags, Agnostic Front, DRI, Leeway, all that shit. And they're all still around, right? But that's my generation of hardcore.
We were supposed to see DRI, were we not?
Yeah.
Weren't they supposed to open up for the Circle Jerks in Boston?
No, that was 7 seconds.
7 seconds.
Yeah, 7 seconds. Stuff like
Another
that.
one.
But, we're talking old school New York City hardcore, right? Love that shit. Grew up on it. It's where I, made my bones or whatever. So, but now, my other half, she is into the later hardcore, like the 90s and the 2000s, right? Bands I've never even fucking heard of. So she goes, Inhuman and Sworn Enemy, and there was these other 2 or 3 bands. Do you want to go? And I'm like, I'm too old for this shit. I can't get a fucking pit. I don't want to hang out with these young hardcore. She goes, dude, these guys are your age. They're in their 50s. Like, they're not 20-year-olds jumping off things. She's like, don't worry.
Right.
We'll go. We'll have a good time. I'm like, okay. So we get down in, we drive down there. It's right, Bowery Electric. It's right in the village. We park. We get food. I go over. Now, I'm thinking Sunday matinee CBGB's, which, by the way, I walked right by CBGB's, had no fucking idea it was there.
Well, yeah, because now it's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, and it's like some art freaking thing. And she's like, oh, this is the old CBGB's. I was like, wait, I just walked by it. Kind of like when I went to the Webster Hall a couple of years ago, and I walked right by the Continental, and I was like, oh, shit, yeah, there's the Continental. I have no idea where I was. So anyway, make a long story even longer, which is going to be a long one. But
that was my knee.
We go to the Bowery Electric, which, by the way, if you haven't been to that place, please go. Sub-Zero's playing there this weekend with a whole bunch of bands. I really wish I can go to that one. I might. Who knows? I might get a hair in my ass to drive down there anyway, but chances are I'll probably be occupado. So I get down there, and let me tell you, John, it was everybody's hanging outside. Everybody is in their 50s. So there were some young kids there. There was people my age that brought their kids to the show because it was an all-ages show. It was all ages. It was free. So we walk in.
It's free. It's for me.
Yeah. Now, they have the bar upstairs. All the bands are selling merch. Reasonably priced. $20 for a T-shirt. I mean, good T-shirts. Not like those fucking shit ones, right?
Right.
You know, I paid $40 for a fucking Mammoth shirt at a thing. This is $20. And it goes right to the band. So we go, and I go downstairs, and it's a cool little club. It's packed. It's well organized. All the bands had great equipment. They were my age. All the bands fucking brought it. They were amazing. Everybody was respectful. There was no assholes there. To the fact that I'm up front, and I'm thinking to myself, at the first band that goes on, right? I'm like, still 51-year-old Greg, right? I'm like, I'm going to sit in the back, and I'm going to sit down. I'm going to do the impress me, bro, as I like to call it, as Jamie Josta calls it. You sit in the back, like, all right, you know, show the old man what you got. First band was good. Second band, I wished I knew some of the names of them. We'll post them on there. I mean, the two bands that we went to see, the one that Manal turned me on to was a band called Inhuman from Brooklyn. Very Sick of It All kind of sounding. Old school fucking New York hardcore. They were fucking awesome. They were great. And then Sworn Enemy, who I didn't really know. I know they're on Upstate Records, the same label as Sub-Zero, and they put out some stuff in the past. They're very hardcore, old school New York hardcore, but with a metal tinge. You know, like they did like a Pantera tribute. They did like a little bit of a riff there. Right. They had guitar solos. I was like, holy shit. And the crowd was amazing. Everybody slammed it. People fell. They picked you up. There was a guy in front of me. I almost came out of Mosh retirement. I was like, they have this song. I'm bad with this shit. I forget all this stuff. But, you know, it's like, get the fuck back. And I'm like ready to fucking throw fists. I'm like, nope. But there was no fights. Everybody was respectful. All the bands supported the other bands. The one guy that was in front of me, he kept bumping into me, and he apologized. He was like, dude, I'm sorry that I keep bumping into you. And I'm like, dude, you're blocking me from the crazy fucking people that are slamming all over the place. I said, you're good, man. You're my barrier. And he laughed. High five, give him the tap on the shoulder. I'm singing along to these bands. I've never heard the bands before, but, you know, New York hardcore, you can pretty much catch it and know what you're talking about.
Sure. Well, after the first time they go halfway through the song, you're like, oh, I know the words to this song because it's just going to repeat all that same shit. Yeah, and not to discount any New York hardcore. I love all that shit, but let's call a spade, guys. They're not really reinventing the wheel with lyrics. You know, it's like, you know, step down, get back, you know, perseverance, and very positive shit. Really cool shit. It's not like death metal, you know, they're not talking about fucking, you know, fucking corpses and shit. It's, you know, it's empowering shit. I left that show inspired, like walking, and same thing too. It was you can go outside. Everybody's hanging outside. There was one big punk rock chick that started gagging and she puked in the fucking trash can. I'm like, I'm at home. This is my tribe, you know. Hey, at least she made it to the garbage.
She did. I'll give her a valiant. She was doing the. And I was like, oh man, I started walking away from her, but she made it to the garbage can. And then the homeless guy proceeded to take the big gulp cup out of the garbage can. I was like, dude, I don't think you want that fucking soda.
Oh, God.
Yeah, he took it. But other than that, everybody was just super fucking cool. All the bands were supportive of each other. It was free. And they had a tip jar there. They had like a garbage can, like a little garbage can, and people put in money. If hey man, if you could support the show, throw a tip. People were filling that thing up, so it wasn't like, how many tickets could you sell? It's on a Tuesday night. I need you to sell 25 tickets. No, motherfucker. They fucking played. They rented the place out. They probably made their money back. The bands made merch. It was free. I walked out halfway through, and there's a 7-Eleven down the street. I went and got a big gulp and had a cigarette, and then went back inside and saw some fucking great music. So, to summarize this whole spiel that I did, go out and support local music. These bands, they were great. They were my age. They fucking brought it. I'm sure half of them have day jobs, which is cool. Nobody was, I went on Inhumans because they said Inhuman, great band. My girl knows the singer and some of the other people in the band. She knew some people in Sworn Enemy. It was really cool. She got to catch up with people.
Oh, your girl knows everybody.
Oh yeah, she does. She's my Brooklyn queen, as I like to call her. But at the end, they're like, we're on Spotify. I went on Spotify to Inhuman. They had 40 fucking listeners. 40. What the fuck? What is going on? I mean, Sworn Enemy had like 30 or 40,000, but I digress. Still, both bands fucking awesome. I put them on the playlist.
You'd think they'd have more.
Yeah. I think it's that typical, and I told Manal, I said, it's that typical New York hardcore thing where they pick a name of the band and they don't trademark it, and then if you look at Inhuman, there's like 6 bands called Inhuman. You're like, shit, which one is it? It sucks. Same with Sub-Zero. Sorry, guys. But anyway, it inspired me. No. And I'm throwing the gauntlet out just to summarize all this. If you thought what I just said, Blue Alien Mystic, Moonlight Initiative, fucking Soulmouth Radio, all these fucking local bands, Breach the Asylum, I'm looking at you, Vern, I love you. We should be doing this in this area.
Yeah.
There's no reason why. And GBR Productions, this fucking podcast, all this shit, we're going to get it done. So, if you are, I'm talking like fucking New York hardcore now.
Your girl. But now here's my question. I know Vern does the shows at the Chance.
Mm-hmm.
Is there like, where would you rent out?
You just rent the room. You can rent, you can rent a fucking movie theater if you want to. It's just a matter of being organized, supporting each other. All of us, we love each other. The bands, we all get along.
Is it time to go back to the Italian American Club?
Fuck yeah, dude.
I wonder what they would charge.
Let me tell you, to go back in the day.
Back in the days when I was young.
God damn it, we're old. Back in the day, in the Brady Bastards days, when we were on Sling Slang Records, we used to rent an Italian American Club.
Yeah.
We did a benefit show. 10 bands. Jeff Braun played. I asked him to play. We had 2 stages. It was great. We made... It cost us like $500, I think, or $600 to rent. My album release party when I released Glamour and Filth, I rented that place out. Unfortunately, it's not there anymore. Couple $100. You charge at the door, or you just put a tip jar and you be cool about it. The bands, myself included. I'm not putting myself as like everybody else sucks and I'm the best. No, I trust me, I'm fucking mediocre at best, right? You get your friends, when you get asked to play a show, you bring people, regardless. If it's free, you better bring fucking 10 people.
Yeah.
You make your money on whatever. You rent the place out. When we did the one in the Italian American Club, it cost us like $400 or $500. We had 10 bands. Everybody was organized. We made $1,000 just selling alcohol and just merch and door things. Same thing with the album release party. The end game is, okay, I lost $40, right?
Right.
I made all that money back. The other bands, I love you guys. You didn't bring anybody. Bring bands. Support each other. You will all be getting this clip from this podcast, and you will all be getting an email from me. So, thank you, Sworn Enemy, and thank you, Inhuman. We're going to tag you on this shit because you inspired my ass, because there's no reason why we should not be doing this shit here.
Right.
Fucking 51-year-olds are doing it in New York City, and they're having a blast. It takes logistics. It takes sitting down, like I was telling them before we got on mic. I was like, I'm Mr. Excel spreadsheet. I love that shit. Trying to figure out, here's the budget. Here's what it's going to cost. Here's what you guys got to do. Everybody support each other and do it. I know Barry's been trying to do it at the Katona place, and he's been trying his ass off. And you bring all these bands, and everybody brings 2 people. It sucks. We got to do something better. We really do. So be on the lookout, kids. I'm fucking calling your asses out. GBR Productions, man. We're fucking building an empire here.
That's right.
That's right. So
an entertainment empire.
That's right. Entertainment empire. Anyway, so that's it. Get that off my chest. Now we can actually entertain you bastards with some good stuff.
Off.
There you go. Oh, fuck off.
Exactly. So we've got the Hey Pal, What's New out of the way. Do you have some news?
John, you got any news?
I do have news. I'm going to try and get through this as rapidly as possible. I think some of this is old news too, but I was intrigued. They listed a synopsis for Furiosa, the new prequel to the Mad Max.
Yes.
Here's the quick and dirty of it. As the world fell, young Furiosa is snatched from the green place of many mothers, falls into the hands of the great biker horde, led by the warlord Dementus. Sweeping through the wasteland, they come across the Citadel, presided over by the Immortan Joe. I gotta dig that guy up. And anyway,
I think I ordered that from Dunkin' Donuts once. The Immortan Joe.
That's the guy who died at the spoiler. The guy who died at the end of the last one.
Extra cold foam on my Immortan Joe.
So while the 2 tyrants fight war for dominance, Furiosa must survive the many trials she puts together to find her way home. That's the synopsis of the movie.
Sounds thrilling.
It does. I have high hopes. Here's one for you. I know this is going to make you go from 6 to 12.
Okay, good.
Amazon has picked up the reboot of Who's the Boss?
Angela. Thoughts and prayers.
They're fucking rebooting Who's the Boss. I don't know why.
Jesus Christ.
So that 6 to 12 was sarcastic. Let's see. Emma Roberts.
Is any of the returning cast coming back?
Yes, Alyssa
Full
Milano
boot?
and Tony Danza.
Everything.
Thoughts and prayers.
Hold me closer, Tony Danza. Thoughts and prayers. All right, good. Hopefully Mona will be there and the whole gang. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
I haven't read much of a synopsis for this one, but apparently Emma Roberts, who I believe is the daughter of Eric Roberts, brother of Julia Roberts.
Yes.
Emma Roberts, niece of Julia Roberts, has joined the Spider-Man spin-off Madam Web. Nothing about who she's going to play. They're giving out names to just generate interest.
Yeah, there's a rumor going around with some of the other shows that I watch where they think this whole Madam Web thing is just a farce. Like, they're going to do something else like a Spider-Gwen or because who the fuck's going to watch Madam Web? Like,
nobody.
I'm a comic book geek. I don't even know the premise of her, and I know she was in the animated thing for a short minute, but sometimes she's old, sometimes she's young. I don't know.
And I would like to say that's Marvel news, but that's Sony.
Yeah, it's Morbin time, everybody.
It's Morbin time.
I still haven't seen that movie.
I mean,
think
Marvel
I might,
is returning finally to San Diego Comic-Con.
Comic-Con, yeah. Copyright Kevin Smith.
Comic-Con. I don't know what that's going to do. Are they separating from, the Marvel thing that they had, or are they just doing this to...
Yeah, I think the whole Madam Web thing is supposed to be in the Sonyverse.
Right.
With its Morbin time and all the other fucking gems.
So I wonder if they'll squish that in with Marvel going back to San Diego Comic-Con as part of their... Because in related news... I don't know if you heard the Howard Stern opened his big fat fucking mouth. Oh, he was hot mic in the post-show... wrap-up conversation.
Yeah.
Didn't realize they were still, out over the air like we've done many a time.
Of course.
And he's talking about how he's got a part in the new Doctor Doom movie, and he's fucking going crazy because it's messing up his whole schedule.
Aw, poor $100 million in a year, Howie.
He's reached out to what the fuck is his name? Robert Downey Jr. for some acting tips on how to do what he's doing. I don't fucking know.
You know,
I wouldn't be surprised if it was a misdirect and Howard Stern just being Howard Stern.
Yeah, you know,
getting his name out.
Don't get me wrong. I was a huge Howard Stern fan. I think once Opie and Anthony hit the scene, I was just like, it showed what a walking contradiction that guy is. Oh, yeah. You know, where he went from like, you know, oh, girls, and then like, you know, he gets divorced. I'll never get married again. He gets married. You know, I'm for the people. You make $100 million a fucking year, and you're irrelevant at this point. I'm sorry. I do still enjoy. I do have Sirius XM. I listen to him once in a while.
We did get a release date on Ghostbusters Afterlife 2. Apparently, it's December of 2023.
Ooh. Electric Boogaloo.
Let's see. July 6th, we finally get to see the long-awaited trailer for Clerks 3.
Yeah.
Fucking Kevin Smith. He's just like, hey, you're going to be seeing it in 1 week.
Oh,
Kevin Smith out.
How dare you? I love you, but come on, man. I can't wait.
Obi-Wan was originally supposed to be a trilogy of movies, and we've actually only seen part 1 was what we watched.
I read that story where the guy who originally, when it was supposed to be a movie, they were going to do a trilogy of movies.
Right.
But then Solo shit the bed, which I'll defend Solo. It was good. He just wasn't Harrison Ford. Well, it's hard to do that.
And also, I think Solo fell victim to the whole, we're not really confident. Let's do reshoots and cuts and change the story.
Yeah, they got rid of Lord Miller. They put Ron Howard in there, which was kind of, and everybody still had the bad taste of The Last Jedi in their mouth, and like 4 months later, they get Solo, and everybody's just like, I don't fucking care, you know?
Yeah.
I think it's good. It's not definitely...
I want to see the Lord Miller cut. Let's start that shit. Hashtag Lord Miller.
Seriously, you know? But, yeah, it's you know, I did hear about the Obi-Wan stuff, and it sounds interesting, because the guy said, well, they took my ideas for the trilogy, and they kind of condensed it a little bit into this season, but he also talked about how, like, the second movie was going to be talking about, you know, him getting in touch with Qui-Gon and really learning about his immortality and,
right,
you know, what he has to do, and then it goes right into freaking episode 4, and I'm like, okay, well, you could run with that. I don't know about you, I think they're going to end up doing more. Obi-Wan.
Oh, definitely.
They should.
And even he's even said, Ewan McGregor said, I'll come back for more.
Yeah,
so
they both did, and everybody's involved wants to do it again. I mean, I think it's been mixed. It's been weird. Like, a lot of people, I was going to get into it in the TV part, but, like, the finale, I thought it was great.
I thought it was amazing.
I thought it was good. I mean, we as Star Wars fans are our worst enemies, right?
Yeah.
We're just nitpicking. And there were some stuff where people pointed out where it's like, you throw fucking, you know, Qui-Gon at the end, and it's like, hey, pal, I've been waiting for you the whole time. Let's go into the cave. And you're like, wait, what? You know, and the episodes were short, and there was some incontinuity. But regardless, I thought it was great.
I said, and you can listen to our old episodes.
Yeah.
I said, at some point during the series, I'm telling you right now, we're going to learn where when Luke took off Vader's helmet, and he has that big gash in his head, we're going to learn where that came from.
Yeah. I mean, you know, yeah, there's a little things, sure, that are going to be incredible. But they do... it could have been... I enjoyed it. I'm not going to say. I mean, out of the... You know, Mandalorian is the freaking gold standard. Then you got... Then I go Obi-Wan, Boba Fett. Now, Andor's coming out at the end of August. That looks great. I'm a huge Rogue One fan. I'm excited about that.
I think Mando's number one because I think Mandalorian gave us something we didn't know we wanted.
Yeah, and it's not tied to the Skywalkers and the this and the that, where it's like, when you put out an Obi-Wan Kenobi show, there is a huge bar, you know.
Just like the Boba Fett.
Yeah, same thing with Boba Fett. You can't, you know, you go in with these expectations, and they do deliver. I mean, we saw how he got out of the Sarlacc pit, live action, awesome. We heard that Obi-Wan has a brother, apparently.
Whoa. Didn't
know about that. The fight at the end of Obi-Wan was fucking phenomenal. Sure, there's some weird shit in there here and there, but I'll take it. I'm not super picky. the bottom line, when you're so engrossed into these movies and the lore, sure, I'm gonna find some stuff that it's gonna
Right.
People were saying, oh, the end of the fight, like what and one of my favorite that I always talk about, the Sith Council I watch weekly, Christian Harloff, they were talking about Obi-Wan is he's got the most blood on his hands.
Oh yeah.
Out of anybody. You had the chance to take him out in Revenge of the Sith. You left him as a fucking burnt marshmallow. You're like, oh fuck it, he's dead. He walks away. He didn't double tap him.
Nope.
Now granted, you can't double tap him because we got to know the rest. Same with the end of Obi-Wan. He just kind of goes, oh, my friend is truly lost. All right, Darth, see you later. And he takes off, and it's just like, all right, you let Vader go. You didn't double. Now, you can't kill
twice.
him. Twice. Everybody on Alderaan is dead because of fucking Obi-Wan. Because he went.
Oh,
yeah.
damn.
Think about it. The amount of fucking blood on Obi-Wan's hands is ridiculous. Between hey, I didn't kill him, so, Vader grows up and fucking blows up a planet, millions of lives.
Not to mention everybody on the Death Star. We're not going to go down that route.
Yeah. You want to talk
Poor
about Kevin's...
unsuspecting workers. Contractors with families.
Yeah, so things like that. They could have done things a little bit, but I'm not going to complain, man. I loved it. I love seeing Anakin's face in that fucking mask. It was they did it in the Clone Wars and Rebels.
I think he redeemed himself a little bit there.
Yeah.
Hayden Christensen.
Yeah.
So one last piece of news.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting apparently we're getting a Goonies TV series.
What?
But it's not what you think.
Yeah, I heard that they came out with a synopsis, but what is? I didn't read it.
It's inspired by Indiana Jones. It's basically going to be this school teacher helps these kids do a recreated shot-by-shot version of the Goonies.
Okay.
Do you know the story about the kid who they did a shot-by-shot redid Indiana Jones and Temple of Doom?
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
So that's what they're doing, but that's what the show is going to be. It's going to be about these kids doing that.
Come on.
And these kids are real life Goonies in the show. It's not a reality show.
Yeah.
But it's going to be these kids are real life Goonies, and they go, we should do. It's their favorite movie. They identify with it. They want to do a shot by shot remake of it, and that's what the series is going to be. We'll see. I don't know.
Well, hopefully they'll, because right now, Who's the Boss sounds better than that shit.
Yeah.
But
and that's all the news I've got.
Drop it like it's hot, bitch.
Oh shit! Drop what? Drop my balls.
John, you got any news?
He did, and he done did it. It's really good to be back in the studio together.
It is.
It's a fucking Skypey thing. It's tough. Anyway,
I've seen I think 2 movies since we last talked. Did I tell you I saw Lightyear?
No, we didn't get it. We didn't get a review of the Lightyear.
I enjoyed it. I don't know why it did so bad in the theaters. I think
I think from what I understand, I mean, I didn't see it. I do want to see it.
They even say in the beginning, it's got a big thing in front, you've all seen Toy Story and blah, blah, blah. This is the movie that made Andy obsessed with Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah.
So that's what the movie is supposed to be. The movie that Andy went to see.
Yeah.
That got him obsessed, which is kind of how they explain away the fact that, the voice of Buzz Lightyear is not Tim Allen.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it seems like an unnecessary movie, but something that's
really good and fun. It was.
I mean, that's the thing. We're talking about with Obi-Wan and all this stuff. People go, it's not in the lore. It's like, dude, it's a fucking Pixar movie, dude. It's not Tim Allen. You got fucking Captain America.
But I will say, their fault. Most overused trope in the past couple of years in fucking movies used to be my favorite thing in movies. Fucking time travel.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And that's spoiler. I'm not even going to give you the fucking spoiler in this one. That's what this whole thing is. Buzz causes an accident. They're stuck on this fucking planet. They have to do this jump to get out of there. And every time he tries to attempt the jump, minutes pass for him, but on the planet, years go by. And he keeps doing it, and everybody keeps growing older and older and everything. And then the whole Zurg thing happens. He goes so far forward that the daughter or granddaughter of his partner is there, and you find out like Zurg isn't his father. Zurg is like old man Buzz Lightyear coming from the future back to try and fix shit, or I don't even fucking know.
Yeah, it's a little convoluted for a movie.
It was. I think it was good for like a little bit more. I don't know. Kids will like it, but I don't think they'll get, like you just said, like a little bit convoluted. The plot and everything was a little convoluted at that point that I don't think little kids will really get that.
Yeah, it's a fine line. You know, it's like we talked about last time with Jurassic World Dominion, where it's like some people we go, well, it's in the lore and this and that. It's like on the adult perspective, kid's perspective, it's like cool, fucking dinosaurs.
That's exactly it.
Where it's like Lightyear, it's like, well, the time travel and this and that. And everybody's like, it's not the same person. It's like, cool, a fucking spaceman. Like,
with a talking robot cat.
It's not, listen, it's not made for you.
No.
Fucking calm down. Like, I'll get into it with the TV stuff, but I caught up on Miss Marvel. It ain't for me.
Right.
I'm kind of like watching it going, okay, but it ain't made for me. For me to sit there and go on here and on this show or on the, go, Miss Marvel is not with the convoluted. It's a fucking teeny bopper show. I love the fact that it's all about India and Pakistan. You get that culture and it's something different.
I'm getting a history lesson from the show.
Absolutely, but I ain't exactly fucking taking my pants down for Kamala Khan. She's a fucking teenager. That's not my demographic. You know, it's not. Moon Knight was more my demographic, and that was kind of whatever.
But she does fill kind of like a void that we've got, and I don't just mean like ethnically. I also mean like age-wise.
Yeah, she's adorable. I think she's fucking great.
And you're gonna get like people that are like our daughter's ages, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking Mila and I don't know so much about Zoe, more Violet.
Yeah,
it's gonna pull them in a little bit more.
I tried to get them to watch it when they were over last week. I was like, "Come on, we should watch Miss Marvel." It's like a teen. They're weird. They're weird with that shit. They're not like, that's the thing. When we talk about all these Marvel and DC and the continuity and the Lucasfilm and all that shit, my kids love Doctor Strange. I was like, okay, great.
I watched it once and that's enough.
It's on Disney Plus now. I might watch it again just to kind of be like, all right, is it
as bad as I thought it was?
Nah, I don't think it's just we come in with this bar of expectation.
Yep.
I'm afraid of Thor: Love and Thunder because I'm like, it's getting good reviews, but I'm like, I don't know, guys. You've been kind of fucking me the last couple of movies. I'm just like, and I'm not. I'll admit it. I'm not a huge Thor fan. I mean, the first one was cool. Ragnarok. Everybody's like Ragnarok. I'm like, it was good.
I fucking love Ragnarok.
It's great. It's fun. You got Jeff Goldblum in there. Talking about apartments.com. But none of that shit. I mean, great, cool. Hulk fight Thor. Cool. Who gives a shit? But I'll be there. I'll be there, right, for fucking Love and Thunder.
So will I.
I'll
probably see it multiple times.
Sure.
Now here's the question. Apparently, what did we talk about this? How they're re-releasing Spider-Man: Homecoming into theaters with like, I think they're re-releasing it with like cut footage put back in.
Are we talking No Way Home or are we talking Homecoming?
No Way Home.
Okay. Yeah, they're doing that old trick that Endgame did, and some of these other ones was like, we'll put it back in the theater and we'll put like an extra 15 minutes. Dude, you could have done that on the fuck. First of all, it's not on any of the fucking streaming sites. You have to pay for it still. No Way Home. Yeah, I'm not. If it was on Disney Plus, I would have watched it 3 other times.
Oh.
I saw it twice in the theater. I loved it.
Interesting.
But still, I mean, you can rent it. You can own it.
I'm gonna look afterwards. I think I might know a workaround.
All right, well, fucking hook a brother up, man, because I love that movie. But, yeah, they're doing the old fucking slippery roo, like
I will say the only other movie I watched,
mm-hmm.
I did it. I went to go see the Elvis movie.
Oh, how was the Elvis movie?
It made me sad.
Did it?
It made me really, really sad.
Well, it's not a good ending.
No, but you watch everything.
Spoiler alert: he gets fat and dies.
Yeah, but to see how he got stuck.
Yeah.
In that, he was going everywhere, and it was like, nope, you're gonna be stuck in Vegas for the next 6 years.
Yeah.
And it was all because fucking Doc was a illegal immigrant who was a shyster and a fucking bullshit artist, and didn't have a real passport because he didn't have a real identity. couldn't go overseas with Elvis if he tried to tour, and basically said, no, the money's to be made here. You know, you don't have to pay for the set. You don't have to pay for this. You don't have to pay for that. They're going to foot the bill for everything.
Yeah.
And they'll give you a place to live, and they'll pay your expenses, and yada, yada, yada. And everybody was getting fucking rich off of Elvis.
Yeah. I mean, it's that old age story. You know, it's the Bohemian Rhapsody. It's
Old age
the
or age
fucking
old?
Age old. Old age.
Old age is us.
Old, yeah.
Because I did get my little thing in the mail. Welcome to your 50s from
Ooh.
AARP.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Sorry. Manny's
not
like,
65.
I showed it to Manny. He's like, yeah, Dad, go get your senior citizen discount. I was like, I don't want it. Okay.
Yeah, of course. Dude, I'm fucking...
I buy movie tickets. I always do the senior citizen ticket. And I'm like, he's like, Dad, he goes, nobody fucking even checks. He goes, you can do all children's tickets when you go to the movie.
Yeah.
He goes, and when we scan the barcode, we just look at where your seats are, and that's it. We're like, oh, theater 17, H 5678.
Yeah, no offense. I mean, you know, somebody who's working at a movie theater getting paid fucking minimum wage is not worried about age restrictions. Yeah, they don't care. They're just scanning to make sure you fucking paid your ticket. They don't give a shit.
Yeah. So yeah, Elvis made me sad. It was just like, and they, you know, I like what they actually did was they did that intermixing real footage of Elvis in, and you always hear about Fat Elvis, but like at the very end, they have like the footage of his last fucking show where he couldn't even stand up anymore.
Yeah, it's sad. It's
like,
you know, he was. Let me tell you, I was never a huge Elvis fan. I mean, obviously he's an icon. But it was funny. A couple of years ago, they had like an Elvis movie marathon on TV.
Yeah.
And I had the kids, and I was like, "Come on, kids, let's watch Elvis movies. There's Elvis movies on." And I'm watching, and it was obviously stupid fucking Elvis movies. Like, we're gonna go to the race, you know? It's like fucking he's a bad actor or whatever. But I'm watching it, and I go, "Holy!" Like he took me out of my game. I was like, "Holy shit, he's fucking gorgeous."
Yeah.
Like he is. I can understand. Like, and my mom was telling me stories about how like when he was on Ed Sullivan, they
have all that in there.
They sat at home on the TV and just screamed as loud as they could, just seeing Elvis. I get it.
Oh,
I get it.
They good.
I am a heterosexual man. I would fuck the shit out
Dude,
of Elvis.
I don't know who the fucking woman is.
I would lick his balls from here to Chinatown.
It's probably my wife, the way they fake it. There's a woman in it when he's like starts singing and he's like doing the mood and everything, and the woman in the front, the way she looks, she's like looking around nervous, like what is this I'm feeling? Fucking woman's getting off.
Oh yeah,
she's having a fucking orgasm right there, realizing nobody's ever made me feel like this. Whoever the actress is, best faker, better than fucking, you know.
Yeah, because you got to think in the 50s back then, like my mom was saying, you know, from her generation, she was like, you didn't see anybody shake their hips like Elvis did.
No.
You know, to the point where they, even on Ed Sullivan, they had to, you know, pan in very close because they didn't want to show him gyrating and shit. You know, that's the equivalent of Pornhub as it is now. We're so desensitized, but...
Hell yeah.
So what would you give? So we have Lightyear and we also have Elvis, a chubba-meter on either.
I feel
ones.
weird giving Lightyear a chubba-meter.
Well, we've all seen that meme or that gif of the straw on Buzz Lightyear. I'll show it to you later.
so I give Buzz...
They sold those Buzz Lightyear Toy Story cups with Buzz Lightyear, and the straw was like right where his dick was. It's hysterical.
I'd give Buzz about a half with a J curve.
All right, that's respectable.
And I'd give Elvis maybe like a... You're pushing it to 3/4. Like you've got that half, but you like tense up so you get that little extra push up.
Yeah, you're feeling it in your fucking in the base.
Let me just let me just tense up and get that thing to just pull those muscles in so it just leans up a little bit more so it looks like I'm...
You know, 3/4 chub is quite...
Takes a lot to get to a 3/4.
It really does, man. I mean, you know, especially
it just
it
made me sad to see Fat Elvis at that last thing, just like singing. It's like, and he sounded so amazing.
I heard the performances were incredible,
but they used the real footage at the very end. It was real Fat Elvis.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, how are they going to pull off this guy? They haven't like made him get fatter or anything like that. Why aren't we seeing it? It's like they I think they prosthetic him a little tiny bit, but not a lot. And then the final thing is like, here's the real footage of Fat Elvis at his last show. Like, and they show him like in that freaking like sequin white thing that we're all used to seeing him in with like the rainbow bedazzled,
doing the karate
trying
chops,
to sit down,
sweating his ass off.
trying to sit down at the piano,
Mm.
and like you can see the pain as he like sits down that he can't. And he was like, they did. I mean, the Colonel did to him what fucking they did to Michael Jackson with like the giving him drugs to keep him up and performing, but then doping him up to get him to go to sleep.
Yeah, we talked about it with Love and Mercy too. That movie,
Yeah,
about the doctor that was basically taking Brian Wilson and making him a vegetable. It's yeah, you get to that level of fame,
Yep.
you just it's scary, but it's a
so those are my
a
movies.
tale as old as time.
That's all I really had in the movie.
There's a reason why I wasn't a famous musician, because I would be fucking Fat Elvis on the bowl dead.
Oh hell yeah!
You don't want to give me money. So those are good. You went to a lot of new movies. I went the other way and rewatched, and saw old movies.
Old movies.
First one, I'll just get out of the way real quick. For some reason, I watched Iron Man 3 again.
All right.
It's a good movie. Everybody shits on Iron Man 3.
Now, Iron Man 3 was the one with
The Shane Black one where it's got the Mandarin in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not with
Not
Mickey Rourke.
Whiplash. Yeah, that one's good too. Everybody shits on the Iron Man trilogy, the other ones. It's like it's okay. It's not, it's not first Iron Man, but it's, Iron Man 3 is respectable, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it more than I thought I would for some reason. Usually I would see Iron Man 3 and I'd be like, but then I, pass by it. The other one that I watched, which I'm sure if my girl is still listening, who knows, we got into was...
Manal, you there?
Hello?
We'll
Is this
see.
thing on?
There's a delay between us and...
That's fine. So quick story. I go see my girl, a couple days a week. I go over and stay at her house. And I walk in and she goes, "Do you have the Tubi? That free one for free movies?" I said, "Yeah, I got it," because she's off the grid now. She just uses internet. She goes, "Yeah, I want to watch a movie." I said, "Oh, cool. What movie do you want to watch?" She goes, I want to watch Flowers in the Attic." And I was like, "Flowers in the Attic, the old movie about the incest, or as my aunt calls it, incense, the incense and the locked in the attic thing." Like, I haven't seen that or read about it in years. When did that movie come out? 1987. She wanted to watch it. I said, "Okay, sure, why not? I'll take it."
Go on. Eat it! Eat the cookie!
Eat the cookie!
Now, your boy went into a fucking rabbit hole with Flowers in the Attic.
Bet.
First of all, we put it on, and I go, okay, it's an 80s movie. The acting is horrible. The one who played the grandmother, first of all, the mother was the blonde from All of Me. She's been in a whole bunch of different things.
I'll pull it up on the IMDb to fill in the holes.
Thank you, sir. The grandmother is Nurse Ratched from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, which I found out talking about my girl late to the party. She's never seen One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I was like, "You son of a bitch."
What the fuck?
Put the ball.
Continue.
Put the ball in the basket, Chief. Juicy fruit. We talked all about that. Anyway, so we put this movie on.
1987, Flowers in the Attic.
I am laughing my ass off in this movie. I mean, first of all, the premise of it is it's a sick story. It's,
Kristen Swanson.
Yeah, long story longer, there's this family, and they're like a goody two-shoe, all blonde hair family, like, yay, like daddy comes home, and they're all freaking, a happy family. Father dies. They don't explain how the father dies or whatever. Maybe he got into a car wreck. Maybe he got fucking fucked by a water buffalo. We don't know.
Oh, fucked by a water buffalo. Sounds great.
They run out of money, so she packs up the kids. Apparently, her grandmother, or the mother's mother, and her father is super, super rich. And they don't explain why she left the house. And she goes, "We're broke. We're penniless. We're going to go live with my mother." And they go, "Okay, how come we've never heard of your mother before?" "Well, we kind of had a falling out. But I want to go back to, because my father is super, super rich and he's going to die soon. And we'll get all his money if I get back in his good graces." Okay.
Sounds good.
Good times, right? They move in. It's a creepy big house. They lock the kids in the attic, and the mother is like losing her mind. Like she's like, I just gotta win back my father's love, and they don't explain why the grandmother comes in and is like, you know, you're a sinner, you're dirty, you're this, you're that. Why are you doing this? And turns out, you know, spoiler alert for a fucking
Bumpus is upstairs.
30, 40-year-old movie. Turns out that the mother married and had kids with her brother. So there's the incense, as my auntie would say, is in there. So the grandmother thinks that's a sin, locks the kids in the fucking attic, and they're there for months. And slowly, you find out that they slowly start poisoning. Anyway, I could go on and on about this. I got sucked into this rabbit hole, John.
Jesus.
First of all, it's 80s and it's horrible. And there's a scene, I showed you the clip, and maybe we'll put it up on our website, about how bad, like, the acting is horrible. There's one part where the little girl yells at the grandmother, so the grandmother picks her up by her head. It's clearly a doll. The other little boy, Owen, I think his name is.
Right.
I kept calling him Greatest American Hero because he had like a fucking blonde afro. He bites the woman's leg, the mom's leg, and she slaps him, and it's clearly a doll. It looks the worst. I'm like laughing just thinking about it. It's so bad. But as we're watching the movie, I'm sucked into it. I'm like, this is a crazy story. And I forgot all about it. And it was funny. As it ended, I said to myself, I thought there was like incest in this movie. I didn't really get the incest in it. But the one thing I did get out of it was, as much as I laughed I never laughed that hard in my life watching this fucking movie. But I went, they should really remake this movie, Flowers in the Attic. They should make it like a twisted fucking, like Eli Roth or fucking James Wan should do it and make it really fucking weird. And because, you know, the whole time you're watching it, first off, you're just like, these kids have been locked in this attic for months.
Right.
And they do try to escape, you know, and they get foiled. But they try to escape like months later. Like, wouldn't you? Day one, first of all, the woman's like, I'm going to kick your ass. I'm going to leave you in here, and you're never going to leave this place again. Day two, she comes in to feed me. I'm stabbing her in the fucking neck, and I'm out the door. Like, forget it.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. But they drag it on because it's a movie. It turns out we get to the end of it. I'm laughing and I said they should really remake this. So now I'm on IMDb. I'm like, looking at IMDb. I said, oh, they did remake it. 2014. Oh, Heather Graham's in it? Roller Girl's in it? She plays the mother?
Yeah.
It's on Lifetime? And wait, there's more? There's like sequels? And I got to know what happens. So I subscribed to Lifetime. 7-day free trial. But I'm going to pay for it. And then we watched the sequel, which is called Petals on the Wind. Now, and I said, I distinctly remember, any of you Flowers in the Attic fans from the 80s, they touch on the incest a little bit, but not really.
Right.
They just kind of glow. Oh boy, the Lifetime one, there's so much incest in that movie. They show the brother and sister banging. They show, in the sequel, I don't want to spoil this either, but there's ones where she wants to get back. Now, the mother is still alive in the remake. I'm like, what happened? I thought she died because Eat the Cookie, she falls over and she gets hung. Anyway, it's funny. It's hysterical. I didn't really get into the whole twist of it, but watch it for yourself. Do yourself a favor. Watch Flowers in the Attic. Watch the 80s one or watch the remake one. Heather Graham plays the mother. It turns out it's the further adventures of this family that, as these movies go on, the brother and sister, like the brother gets a girlfriend.
Wait, Petals on the Wind is a series.
Yeah.
I thought it was a movie.
The first one was a movie, but there's more to it.
Wow.
I got to the point where the brother and sister get married, and they have their own kids. Now, none of these kids are freaking... but, like, they have the little daughter... The kid Owen, the Greatest American Hero, he ends up getting poisoned by the mother. And they just come upstairs, and the grandmother goes, because they go, he's sick. He needs a doctor. You need to take him to the hospital. So they finally take him to the hospital, and the grandmother comes up and goes, or the mother goes, we did all we could. He had pneumonia. He died. We're not having a funeral. We're just burying him in the backyard. Okay.
And this is in Petals?
No, this is in Flowers in the Attic. Petals is the further adventures of the sister, the brother, that clearly there's a scene where the sister is in the tub, and you can, it's the 80s. It's, they're not showing it. But the brother comes in and is like, hey, can we talk? And she's in the tub, and he's washing her back, and they're talking about stuff. I was like, I look at him now, I go, okay, I love my family. We're very close.
I would never wash my sister's back.
Yeah, I don't care. No. But oddly arousing, because...
I think he's going to bang her, Manal. He's not going to bang her, Greg.
I think he's going
to bang her.
Yeah.
He's not going to bang her. Dad, I think he's going to bang her. All right, Greg. He might bang her.
When you get to the Lifetime ones, you're like... A lot more... They really throw in the incest.
You ready? Well, you know what this is?
This is the prequel.
This is the prequel series that comes on next week.
Yes.
I'm sorry, July 9th.
I was getting... July 9th.
I didn't know about this.
Now,
you're saying it was the first thing that came up when I searched.
And there's sequels to it. We got through the second one. I am not allowed to watch any of it. I looked at Manal and I said, do I have to give away my freaking heterosexuality card? Like, I'm freaking...
It's fucking Kelsey Grammer, too.
Yes, Kelsey Grammer's in it. There is so much incest.
Jordan Peters.
The second movie, the daughter wants to get back at the mother who's still alive for some reason. I don't know why. I didn't watch the Lifetime original one. So she seduces her mother's new husband and gets pregnant by his kid. It's just
wait.
like,
is this in the new one, the origin one?
No.
Oh.
The origin one doesn't come out to the night. That's the story of the grandmother.
Oh yeah.
Like, why is the grandmother, and like why it just, if let me tell you, if you're into softcore porn, incest, kind of fucking daddy issues, watch these movies. I tease my mother all the time. She goes, "You want to watch this Lifetime movie?" I'm like, "No," because I know the plot. Men are bad, women are awesome. Men cheat, men lie, men do this. We're gonna kill the man, burn him in the bed. Story over. This one, a lot of incest. If you're into that shit,
the anticipated prequel.
It's anticipated in my household because I ain't gonna watch this shit. I got my Lifetime subscription. I'm like, I'm
sorry I blew up your spot there with that.
No, it's watch the trailer. I'll definitely share it on our Facebook. But yeah, I feel like we've been rambling for a long time.
I don't know why it wasn't coming on there. That's crazy.
Yeah, so get into that. That's really movies. That's all I watched. TV. We talked about Ms. Marvel. We talked about Obi-Wan. The Boys, still killing it. That last episode. We didn't even talk about Herogasm.
Oh my God, something's wrong with the sound here.
Penis in the mouth is what it is.
Oh, I know why. Continue. Yeah, we didn't talk about Herogasm.
We didn't talk about Herogasm, which was great.
If taking drugs is uncool, I'm the most uncool motherfucker on the planet. Fuck you.
I thought Herogasm was going to be way more than it was.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's only so much you could show. I like the fact that, the twins. He's got a camera in the toilet, and
oh yeah,
and he's showing asshole, and then all these people are fucking, and
okay.
But what I liked about it is that it was the backdrop of amazing storytelling,
right? And I didn't get to it in my news because I figured we would talk about it. But there was a thing where the actor who plays the Deep confessed that he couldn't last all day with the octopus. Basically, the thing was fucking 40 pounds strapped to his waist.
Oh my God.
And it was annoying and cumbersome, and like it just he's like they had to keep taking like the legs and shit off to make it lighter.
The things you do for art.
Oh,
but all in all, I mean, that fight with Huey and Butcher and Soldier Boy, and that was all in the backdrop of people doing weird, fucked up shit. Now,
Because when
obviously,
you're a superhero, it's like, what do you fucking do to get excited? You got to take it to like the next level.
yeah, you get all desensitized to that stuff. But
Yeah, I know about that.
It was really good. I'm excited for, and the interesting thing is on Friday, you got the next episode of The Boys, like the aftermath of Herogasm.
Right.
And you also got Stranger Things, the last 2 episodes.
Right.
Which I heard the first one is like maybe an hour 15. The second one is 2.5 hours.
Wow.
It's like a fucking movie. It's
Well, and I
big
hear
movie.
they went in and had to like retcon or fix something because they missed Will's birthday.
Yeah. How about you fix fucking Will's haircut? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he looks like a fucking penis.
It's the worst.
Goddamn dick.
The worst, I say. The worst. Full mushroom head. Fucking
He had a fucking mushroom head.
The poor, everybody in Stranger Things, even fucking Dustin, he's got a little bit of an upgrade. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Will, the running joke with me and my daughters is, we text back and forth, and my oldest daughter, Zoe, just sends me a picture of Will Byers. Like, she's just like, isn't he dreamy? I'm like, stop it with that haircut.
No, he's not.
So, Sophie's choice, man. Friday morning, you get up, you put your coffee on, you put on your pants. What are you watching first? You watching
Friday morning?
Friday morning. You
I'll be-
watching
I'll be
Boys or you
watching-
watching Stranger?
I'll be watching Boys Thursday night, man. I don't know how I get it Thursday night. It shows up on the download streams. It must be like a overseas bullshit thing.
Could be, yeah, could be. I mean, it's definitely on like the Herogasm. It was funny because you sent me the picture about it, and I was like, oh man, I can't wait to watch it. It turns out I got back from practice. It was like 11 o'clock. I stayed up till midnight and I watched The Boys. It came on midnight, like boom. I was like, all right, Herogasm, here we go. I thought it was great. I love that it was just a background of really good storytelling. Yeah, I think I got to go Boys first and then get because Stranger Things is going to be an effort. Like the only other thing we didn't really talk about TV-wise was Umbrella Academy.
So I watched all of Umbrella Academy. I
Now-
like that they didn't ignore Elliot Page's transition. They
Yeah.
worked it into the story.
I'm what's really weird, dude, is that Umbrella Academy season 1 I adored.
Right.
Season 2 I watched it all in one day. I binged it.
Oh,
I was
because why? Because they time travel all over the fucking place.
Yeah, but
Told you,
this
it's
season
so overused.
season 3 for some I'm still in the first episode.
I'm gonna name this episode "Tired of Time Travel."
Yeah, tired of time travel, and let's stop with the lone wolf and cub shit. Okay,
yeah.
please. Star Wars, every fucking it's like Lone Wolf. Mandalorian, let's take care of Baby Yoda, Lone Wolf and Cub. Obi-Wan, let's Princess Leia, get her out, Lone Wolf and Cub.
Yep.
Boba Fett, it's like Jesus Christ, dude, come up with something different. But still, I digress. I love all that shit. Yeah. So
I liked it.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's the last of the Umbrella Academy, isn't it? Or are they going season 4?
I don't know. I mean, people are talking that it's good.
It is. I just where are they gonna go from here?
I just, they saved the world twice now. Now it's the Sparrow Academy. I started watching it. For some reason, I'm not invested in it as much as I was the other 2 seasons.
Right.
But I will watch it, definitely. I mean, I'll July 4th weekend is coming out after Umbrella Academy is kind of
They've pitched season
pushed
4,
down a little bit.
but hasn't gotten the green light yet.
We'll see. I mean, it's still number 1. It beat freaking Stranger, but Stranger's going to come out this weekend.
Well,
and it's gonna
I
fucking
also
blow it away.
binge watched, late to the party. I binge watched seasons 1, 2, 3 of Barry.
Ooh, late to the party.
I really enjoyed Barry.
Mm-hmm.
Is there going to be a season 4? Who knows? Have you watched ever?
Never watched Barry.
It's an interesting concept. The whole thing is what's his name?
Bill Hader.
Bill Hader.
Sorry.
He plays this like former Marine or whatever who's got PTSD, but he's an assassin.
Mm-hmm.
Walks into an acting class who's being taught by the Fonzie.
Hey.
Henry Winkler is
That's
the
right.
actor there. It's good.
Yeah.
Some of it, the girlfriend of his, I just want to punch her in the face. But she's like the definite, like,
As you do.
she definitely epitomizes like Hollywood vapidness. But
Oh, delicious.
I did watch a new show called The Bear.
Oh, not to be confused with the Bear movie that I walked out of.
Yeah, this was about a guy who's a chef. Brother kills himself. He has to come back and take over the family like restaurant, but like wants to change it and build it back up into actually something. And it was really cool because it's like it's only like 6 or 8 episodes, and I get to fucking like episode 6, and they do a flashback of the brother, played by John Bernthal.
You kept the chance, Rick.
So I mean that kind of got me. And then the only other thing I watched new really quick is a series on History Channel called "The Booze, Bets, and Sex That Built America," and it's all about the show that Manny was on. But his scene kind of got cut. You just see a shot of him from the back, and that's it.
Oh, really? Is that the one that you showed me that he was talking to the chicks, or is that a different one?
Nah, it's a different one. That was a movie.
Oh.
But this was a History Channel, one of the History Channel shows he did. It's all about the guy who basically invented the condom. It's all about the growth of Budweiser and Jack Daniels.
Okay.
And of the woman who started like a numbers business in Harlem that wound up becoming the New York State Lottery. So it's all about like those vices, the origins. You know, it's very interesting. I only watched it. I wouldn't have watched it if it wasn't for the fact that Manny was supposed to be in the episode, but he wasn't there.
Yeah. There was something else that I watched too on a documentary. I think it's still like one of the top ones here. It was about the internet stuff.
Yeah.
Oh God!
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah,
because I think it's in my queue. It's on Netflix, right?
Yes.
So I put that in my list. Let me go to my list real quick because it's on here. The Web of Make Believe.
Yes, I didn't watch.
How funny is it that it's on my list of things to watch?
I didn't watch all of it, but I did watch 2 episodes that I highly recommend. The first one was about swatting, which I'd never heard about.
Oh yeah, I've done this in my security class. We've had kids do presentations.
It was insane how like these people playing Xbox, they're fighting with each other. Yeah, and the guy goes, "I'm going to SWAT your house," and they send a SWAT team to this kid's house, and apparently it's a fucking problem. It's a big problem. Never knew about that, so that was interesting. And then the one about sexploitation.
Yep.
That one's good. So
Sextortion?
Yeah, sextortion.
Now, did they do the one with the guy who was in Canada who was extorting girls, got like naked pictures of them, and was like, send me more stuff or I'll send this to all your friends?
Yeah.
And then when the girls started ignoring him, I think that was part of the SWAT one because he started doing things like sending pizzas, like the normal like bullshit annoying things to your house, and then fucking swatted the girl.
Yeah, they talk about that in the swatting one, but the sextortion one was pretty much like this guy, and it was somebody that they knew, like he was a local kid.
Yeah.
He would find these girls and hack into their accounts for some reason, get naked pictures. And I always thought this was weird because they had all these naked pictures, and he's not asking for money, he's asking for more naked pictures. So they go, give me more naked pictures or else I'm going to send this to your family. And they're like, understandable, for women, it's got to be horrible. You're violated and all that stuff. But at the same time, like as a guy, you'd be like, dude, you already have 20 pictures of my dick. What do you want 20 more? You got your fucking shit. Just have fun with that.
I don't know if it's the guy I'm thinking of, but there was one guy who was doing that, and he had the girls basically not just taking naked pictures, but like webcam with him and fucking do some shit on webcam.
Yeah.
And he was screen recording it.
Yeah, shit like that, and then they save it and say, you gotta be, look, guys, the Web of Make Believe, check it out if you're into that documentary stuff. I didn't watch all of it, there's some other stuff on it, but those are the 2 that I was interested in the most. I was like, I'll watch the first one, see how it is, and I had no idea about swatting, and then, of course, the sextortion one, I was like, that sounds interesting, I'll watch that, but yeah, those are the only other. I think we pretty much ran through every freaking TV show. We had a lot to catch up on.
Yeah.
Music wise, there is a bunch of stuff that came out as far as singles. I'll go through it quick. You don't even have to play the freaking thing because it's been a while. Yeah, there you go. Really, just mostly single stuff. Machine Head came out with a new song. Anthrax has got some live. Weezer came out with yet another fucking EP of shit. I'm like, okay. Ozzy Osbourne has a new song. Patient Number 9. It's got Jeff Beck in it. Hey Kids, talk about I Thought They Were Dead. The Bullet Boys put out a song.
What? Who?
You don't remember the Bullet Boys?
Yes, what is this? Huh? This is whack. I can't get jiggy with this shit.
I thought you were dead.
Yeah. The Bullet Boys are back with a song called Holy Fuck. And that's pretty much music. I think I went on a big of a rant with the hardcore stuff. I put that stuff on the playlist. A lot of singles out if you want to check those out. Like I said, New Ozzy, I'm like, everything on New Machine Head, I was like, we gonna finish up. By the way, so like I said, I'm gonna take that clip in the beginning talking about music. We'll send that out to people, but we implore you, please, like, share, subscribe. If you would like to be a sponsor on this podcast, you can get beautiful stuff. Go to heypalwhatsnew.com. Click on the advertise, be a guest on our show. It's got all the information. First live read is free, so you can kind of feel out things. And then, we have recorded leads. We're professionals here, believe it or not. We try.
Sometimes. We're getting better.
Listen, both my kids have braces, man. It ain't fucking cheap. So we're trying to keep the lights on here.
I got softball tournaments to go to.
Softball tournaments. Yeah. The heypalwhatsnew.com. Like I said, lots more content to come up. I'm going to I sent our boy, maybe we'll talk about it on the future episode if he watches it. Would he stay in the Clown Motel? We will find out.